Hi, it's Chey here, and today we are going to talk about the Dead by Daylight Quality of Life Initiative 2025, Phase 1. So this is huge. This is a lot of things me and many other players have been asking for years in this game, and I'm super excited. I cannot wait to go through every single one of them. So first, let's go read this roadmap. Things are subject to change. Not everything is guaranteed to happen in this order. They're going to do their best to solve issues as they arise while going through and trying to fix some of these pain points that a lot of players have. And this affects players on both sides positively, hopefully. I'm super excited. So let's read the roadmap and go through each one by one, and I will give my opinions as we go through them. So Phase 1 for April through June, gameplay, anti-slugging, surrender option, gamma settings, go next prevention, hiding and body blocking prevention, spawn rules and map offering balancing, improved AFK bots, quality of life, bulk bloodpoint spending, new quest system, more perk presets, preview your perks in lobby. For Phase 2, July through December, gameplay, anti-slugging, continued improvements, anti-tunneling, anti-camping, MMR update, map and key item balancing. For quality of life, keyboard and mouse on consoles, custom game improvements, accessibility improvements. If you guys don't know, I talk about accessibility all the time. Yes. Prestige rewards and reduced login steps, and more, including bug fixes for long-standing issues. To accommodate for the scope of this initiative, we have decided to delay several of our upcoming releases, including chapters, rifts, events modifiers, and collections. That means there will not be a PTB tomorrow, which would be February 18th, but rest assured that we did not make this decision lightly. The PTB will be March 11th. At least that's what they are hoping for it to be. It was in the video that they posted earlier today as well. Looking for a more comprehensive breakdown of everything lined up in Phase 1, we've got you covered. We feel confident that delaying our upcoming releases to prioritize this quality of life initiative will ultimately make Dead by Daylight stronger than ever. We're always listening to our players, and this has been a long time coming. Surrender state. The team has been working on a surrender feature which should limit player frustration on both sides. To get it right, we first need to identify the situations where its use would be most appropriate, leading us to two scenarios. 1. All remaining survivors have been slugged. Survivor. 2. All remaining survivors are bots. Killer. Once these instances occur, players will be able to use the surrender option, ending the trial while retaining the blood points they've earned and escaping the disconnect penalty. On paper, that sounds great. For me as a survivor main though, sorry, a little bit of a wardrobe change there. Had to change my hair to not block the text. So I feel like this is good. It's a good start. I think there could be some more changes to this in the future. I hope so, at least. I think needing all survivors to be slugged is kind of unfortunate because I find that I usually get slugged for the 4K repeatedly. When that happens, it just puts me in a really bad situation. Like, killers repeatedly slugging me or my teammate for the 4K, and it just goes on for like 5+ minutes because neither one of us want to give up. Neither one of us want to let the other person bleed out, and it's just not a fun situation. I hope they address that at some point. This sounds like a good start. I guess I do worry that some killers might just try to slug as soon as possible and try to get the fastest like surrender that they can, but I don't know. I'm sure those people slug for people already, and at least they can surrender now instead of just sitting there for 4 minutes. Gamma adjustments. Dead by Daylight can get a little dark, not just thematically, and sometimes excessive darkness can hinder playability. We're introducing the ability to adjust gamma settings on all platforms, allowing you to find a sweet spot without sacrificing the intended artistic direction. I like this. This is great. Console players should have had this a long time ago, and I'm happy that they're starting to. I hope this doesn't take away from reshade or anything because, I don't know, some maps I just can't see auras on. I can't see scratch marks. Like, I have trouble seeing red on, like, any yellow or orange map. I don't know if I'm colorblind. I don't think I am, but, like, for me, it's almost impossible to see scratch marks on corn or eerie maps. Go next prevention. The go next expression refers to instances where a survivor deliberately does everything in their power to quickly go to their next game, including walking up to the killer and standing still, running to a hook and repeatedly pointing at it, or most commonly, intentionally failing skill checks while on hook. To disincentivize and properly penalize this behavior, we'll be implementing measures that will help us identify when a player is attempting to go next. Once identified, they'll receive a disconnection penalty point and lose an entire grade. We'll be keeping a close eye on the system to ensure its accuracy, but we're confident that this will help alleviate the issue. On the other hand, we'd like to reward players who stick it out through these challenging matches, even when things take a dire turn. We'll be moving forward with a new emblem-based multiplier that grants additional blood points during your following matches, with bonus stacking over consecutive trials. To me, the thing that bothers me the most about playing solo queue Dead by Daylight is when my random teammates give up. I don't care if someone's not great at a match. It's super frustrating when I sit there and queue and someone just immediately gives up. Like, I don't understand why people queue up to just give up if things don't go their way immediately. And I've actually been doing a solo queue experiment where I'm tracking how often people give up and what might be causing it. And let me tell you from my data, most people give up at 5 gens and it's just because they got down first. Nothing has happened. The killer's not slugging, they're not tunneling. How can they tunnel if they haven't hooked anyone and you give up on first hook? Like, the killer is not causing this. It's just like people just giving up immediately. I don't know. I will say though, I'm concerned that this doesn't affect players who go from their first hook stage to their second immediately, which is where I find the biggest issue to be. What I would like to see implemented is that you can't take your chances on hook until you're at the last 15 seconds of your hook stage, unless you have Slippery Meat or Deliverance or Wicked, things like that. I think a lot of people will go next immediately because they're frustrated that they just got like 2-tapped or they went down quick. Like, I think if you give people a little bit of time to cool off, then they'll just reflect on it and be like, okay, maybe it's not so bad. So I think the fact that you can go from first hook to second so quickly before your teammates usually have a chance to save you is super unfortunate, and I hope that they put more emphasis on that. I will say one more thing is, like, let's say there's 2 people left and I'm trying to give my teammate hatch, because there's no way, let's say it's me and 1 person left and we're at 4 gens. There's no way 2 people are going to do 4 gens unless they're the most cracked player in the world or the killer is letting us. I really hope it doesn't penalize those who let go on hook to give the other person hatch. It says that they're keeping an eye on the system to ensure its accuracy, so I hope they take that into consideration, and they probably will. I also just really hope that they take people going from first hook to second into consideration. Extreme hiding and body blocking prevention. Extreme hiding refers to survivors drawing out an unwinnable match by ignoring their objective and waiting at the clock. To combat this, we're changing the way AF Crows operate, so they can more accurately identify when a player is deliberately avoiding engagement with their gameplay objective. Once a player receives crows, their location will be immediately revealed to the killer. We'll also be incorporating a feature that allows players to lose collision after receiving a third AFK crow, which should prevent instances of body blocking related griefing. I love both of these. Thumbs up. Map offerings. We recognize that map offerings are a bit divisive. Some players enjoy them while others feel they can grant an unfair advantage. The fact that they automatically bypass both the map and realm repetition system can also add to that frustration. Moving forward, map offerings will no longer guarantee the appearance of a given map, but rather increase its chance by 20%. Note that they will not stack. We're also looking to make it so map offerings, as well as several other types of offerings, remain a secret during load-in. That way, your decision to remain in the match will not be swayed by external factors. This, I'm kind of happy for, but I'm also a little bit sad about. I'm someone who alt F4 is certain map offerings. I do it. I'll admit it. I'm sorry, I don't want to face another Scratch Mirror Myers on Hawkins. Sorry, I don't want to go against my 4th Amanda's Letter Peg on Midwich for the day. Sorry, I'm so over it. I also don't want to go to Erie 6 times in a row when I happen to stumble upon playing killer, you know? What if I'm in a 4-man and 1 person brings Erie, 1 person brings the game, 1 person brings Badham, and 1 person brings Garden of Joy? What happens then? So does each map have a 20% chance, or is it just a 20% chance of any of those maps being picked? I don't like the offerings will remain a secret during load-in. I just really don't. I like knowing, because I can kind of generally gauge how survivors or killers will play if they bring a map offering. Like, obviously it's not 100%, but I think it does affect it. But they don't want these external factors to sway how we play in a match, I suppose. So I'll wait and see how it works. Spawn rules. Survivor spawn placements can have a significant impact on a trial's outcome, an observation that has been repeatedly recognized by our community. It's become clear that survivors spawning separately and thereby covering more ground allows them to gain a notable advantage in completing their objective. We're changing the default survivor spawn rules to ensure that each survivor will spawn within 12 meters of one another on the same floor, if applicable. To accommodate for the change, strat offerings will be adjusted accordingly. This sounds good on paper. People who have been playing this game for 5k hours probably generally know where survivors or killers spawn, so this might shake that up a little. I wonder if this might cause some issues though, where if like you have 1 survivor on your team who isn't aware of this change or doesn't know how to stealth in the beginning, kind of gets caught out, and then can encourage the killer to kind of slug them and go for others because they know that other people will be in this area. I don't know. I have to see how this plays out. In general, like on paper, I like the thought of this. I like the idea of it. Improved AFK bot detection. Players that use AFK bots can be frustrating to have in your trial, and we're working on improvements to our detection system so that we can quickly identify and penalize them accordingly. That's fine. I have really gotten AFK bots. Mostly I get them when I'll be playing Survivor and I'll have AFK killers, and they're just AFK bots to like lower their MMR, and it's weird. Bulk blood point spending. To speed up general blood web activity, we're adding a button that will allow you to spend blood points in bulk. Yes! This is what I thought was coming like a year or two ago when they let us do like the auto blood webs. I'm so happy to see this. I can't wait. This is something that I'll be using. Quest system. Previously announced last year, the quest system is part of a larger update to the archives and rifts, so expect more information in an article specifically dedicated to that. For now, know that we will be reworking the challenge system, as well as daily rituals, to reduce the grind, make it easier to earn rewards, and increase overall level of fun. I am beyond ecstatic for this. I have all the archives done. I'm already almost done with the rift. I play this game as a living. I don't have anything else to do. I cannot wait to have more challenges. I want multiple dailies. I would like 3 dailies a day, maybe on each side, but that kind of sounds like a lot. Or like weekly goals, or like being able to redo old tome challenges. I feel like that'd be so fun. I can't wait to see this quest system. Perk loadouts and previews. After a successful round of A/B testing, we'll be allowing players to see their own perk loadouts while in a lobby, as well as adding additional perk loadout slots. That sounds good. I would like more than 3 slots, especially because the type of build that I want to run like varies. Sometimes I feel like running an anti-slug build, sometimes I want a chase build or an anti-tunnel build, and only being able to have 3 on each character can be frustrating when you alternate between characters a lot. I'm like, oh wait, where is this build on? Like, which character did I leave this build on? So I like that. I wasn't a part of the testing where survivors could see their perks while waiting in lobby. I'm kind of jealous of those who had it. But I could see some people saying that stream sniping easier, because I know some people hide their perks when they're in game with like a perk cover. So they might have to make a separate one for when they're like in lobby, which can be kind of frustrating. But maybe it'll be a toggleable option. I'm not sure. We believe these changes will be an overall benefit to Dead by Daylight's health, further establishing a positive gaming environment for all of our players. We'd also like to thank you for your patience and understanding during this time. We'll be back at our anniversary broadcast in May to recap Part 1 and provide deeper insight into Part 2 of our roadmap. So keep an eye out for that announcement. In the meantime, we're looking forward to hearing your thoughts and feedback. Thanks for spending time in the fog, the Dead by Daylight team. This is amazing. Like, Behavior has been listening to us. They've been listening to us. It feels like sometimes I know a lot of the community voices that they feel like Behavior doesn't listen to us, but they do. This just proves it. They do. They've been taking all of our feedback over the last, multiple years, and they're finally doing a big quality of life update. They're doing this before Five Nights at Freddy's, which is huge. We're probably going to get a huge influx of new players. We want this game to be as good as it possibly can be so that they stay in the game, so they don't just try the game and quit. And I can't even wait for Phase 2. We'll get more info on that in May. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'd love to hear your opinions on all this, but I am so excited. I'm so excited for the future of Dead by Daylight, and it just looks like it's going to be so positive and so great. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.